Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel, the best automotive tar and glue removers. There can be only one. Get on with it. Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel, guys. Great to see you. As always, before we get started, you can help channels survive just by clicking on the subscribe button and the bell notification so you actually get notified whenever I drop new content. That makes a big difference to me, guys. So if you enjoy this sort of content, join me, support me by clicking those two buttons. Test number one, value for money, and we'll use this test to introduce you to products as well. This is price per litre of the smallest retail offering scaled up to 1 litre. So the most expensive product in this test is the Bilt Hamber cleanser fluid, coming in at £30 per litre and only available in this 500ml offering. Next up, Gyeon Tar. This product comes in at £29 per litre based on scaling this 500ml retail offering. Note, you can also buy it in a litre or 4 litres to get that cost down. Next is the Autoglym Intensive Tar Remover, costing £26 per litre based on the scaled price of this 325ml retail offering. Next up, Autosmart Tardis. This product is available in a 1 litre offering on the Autosmart website and it costs £20.50. All prices have been scaled down to the nearest pound. So £20 per litre for Autosmart Tardis. You can also pick up 5 litres of it. Next up, in joint third place for the top value for money is the Valet Pro Citrus Tar and Glue Remover, which costs £18 per litre based on the scaled price of this 500ml offering. And in joint third place, also costing £18 per litre based on this 500ml offering. Yes, there are other sizes available if you want to get the price down. Same, I think, with the Valet Pro, is the W7 Tar and Glue Remover from Gtechniq. In second place, costing £17 per litre based on the scale price of its smallest 500ml offering. Yes, you can also get this in bigger sizes to get the price right down, is the Koch Glue and Tar Remover, or G&T as it's sometimes known. And the winner, coming in at a whopping £7 per litre. Phenomenal price. That is smashing the competition on price. Koch Chemie EU or Eulex, how do they get it that cheap? So if you're only worried about the value for money, you want it to work, but it's just all about the price, there's one product in this test which just dominates, and that's the Koch Chemie EU Eulex. Phenomenal bargain. Quick piece of consumer information, average price per litre is £20.73, which sits right there. The next test, removing a film of tar, or bitumen in fact, from my white test panel. The great news is all of these products, even the one that I think is the mildest, are really effective at breaking down tar. It would be a big shock if the tar and glue remover didn't actually break down tar, was rubbish. So even the product which is the mildest, which I think is the Valet Pro, and might just require a little bit more working, a tiny bit than the others to get that tar off. You might notice that if you've got bigger chunks of tar on the car, but a very effective product. That's the mildest though, I think. Then Bilt Hamber Cleanser Fluid, Autoglym Intensive Tar Remover, and Gyeon Tar, somewhere in the mid-order. I cannot separate them really, but I believe the Koch and the Gtechniq products are a little bit more powerful. And then the most effective products at removing and melting down the tar, in my opinion, are the Koch Chemie EU or Eulex and the Autosmart Tardis. Again, I can't tell the difference between both of those. So these are the joint winners. If you're only interested in buying a tar and glue remover that is all about maxing out the potency of removing tar, then it's Koch Chemie or it's Tardis. A very important point, these products, or virtually all of these products, tell you that they are not for use on plastics. Okay, very important. So why are you testing them on plastics? Because I've had comments from you guys where you've used them on plastics and they've damaged your cars. So that's point one why I'm testing on plastics. People use them on plastics even if the instructions tell them not to. Even if they're aware that you shouldn't get them on plastic, there's a risk of perhaps overspray with these products and hitting them on plastics. So it's a reality. And some of the plastic surfaces on certain cars, it's normally always the headlights, isn't it? It's a polycarbonate, that's what this is. But some plastic components that might be sensitive to tar and glue removers could be on exotic cars, which cost a lot of money, and you would rather not have the risk of damaging them. So that's the second reason why it's in here. The third reason is that in winter conditions, I've tested the same test on clear coat and none of the products damaged the clear coat. Now with tar and glue removers, if you use them in the summer, when there's sunlight and the temperature of the panels are higher, and the clear coat, which is a form of plastic, isn't it? Polyurethane clear coat, when that's hot, it's closer to its melting point, its natural melting point, and it's more susceptible to being damaged by tar and glue removers. Indeed, over the years, some guys have sent me pictures of panels and damage that's been caused by tar and glue removers being used in the summer, typically on panels that have been repainted where the clear coat's a little bit softer, but always in the summer it is. So you need to be careful with tar and glue removers in the summer. My disclaimer with this test is I'm not making any assumptions about the products being unsuitable for use based on them damaging this plastic, because like I say, they state that they're not for that surface, but I'm using this test to gauge which ones will damage polycarbonate and therefore you could argue have a slightly increased risks if they are not used correctly. Let's get on to the results. Okay, here's the results, guys. I'm going to use some overlays, but I wanted to stand where you can see the light as well. Now you can see 3 products have done something to the surface where I can't remove this. It feels rough now, it feels hazy, it won't buff off no matter what I do. So I believe it's started to sort of break down the surface of this polycarbonate. So those 3 products are Gtechniq, Chem and Koch Chemie EU. So they might be more potent, but they are definitely doing something to this piece of polycarbonate. And the Gtechniq is the most noticeable footprint, and I'll try and overlay you the shots. So the Gtechniq looks like it's the most risky one to use with polycarbonates, but quite simply, all 3 products, Gtechniq, Chem and Koch Chemie EU, are a cross or a fail on this particular test. Now the next products, Tardis, Gyeon, Bilt, Hamber, Autoglym and Valet Pro, the good news is none of those 5 products have put any sort of permanent damage onto the polycarbonate surface. And I've tried to rank them. The best one was the Bilt Hamber cleanser fluid. When I came back an hour later, there was no residue or anything. It was just completely clear. So whatever materials are on there have disappeared off of the car and there's nothing left behind. So that's the clear winner of this test. The next one, the Gyeon, there was just some little dots of sort of almost like water, something wet, still there an hour later. But they buffed off and they weren't smeary, so I assume it's just water maybe. Whatever it was fine to remove. Then in joint third place was the Tardis and the Autoglym that left a tiny footprint of product. And I thought, oh, that could be damage, but it buffed off, and it buffed off really easily. Valet Pro was perhaps the wettest after 1 hour. It still had a wet film over it. And that wet film was a little bit more oily to wipe. You could see the colour, the rainbow colour in it. So I had to buff it off, took a bit more work. But the great news is that the Valet Pro did no damage underneath that oil. It just left the most residue. That's the word I was looking for. So that is the safety test complete. 5 passes, 3 fails, and 1 pass where there was no residue at all to be wiped. Next up, removal of adhesives. Now, very lucky for me, I have a test panel that I've just removed a vinyl wrap from, and it's left spots of dried on adhesive. So it's the perfect real test to put these products through. And this is my order on their potency at removing glue. So once again, the product that you need to takes a little bit longer, and you need to kind of wet the adhesive more and rub it a little bit more before it starts to soften, and it might take, you have to go back again with this product to do it, and that second hit it really starts having an effect. So the mildest is the Valet Pro. After that, Bilt, Hamber and Autoglym, again they just take a little bit longer to kick in, a bit slower, a bit more working. These three products, I couldn't really separate them. There was a tiny little bit of improvement over the Autoglym and the Bilt Hamber, which was still decent. They seem to be a little bit more potent at dealing with adhesives. And these two down here again, Koch Chemie Eulex and Autosmart Tardis, these products melted the glue a lot quicker, and it just broke down really easily and came off like almost, not with the first swipe, but just a lot quicker, all rubberized and gelled out the glue. So these were the most effective at removing adhesives, really. Very difficult to separate these. I've attempted to do it, but take it as a finger in the wind. And I would just really say that focus on the fact that these two have a noticeable advantage. So if you're interested in a product that's effective at removing glue, it's Autosmart Tardis or Koch Chemie Eulex. The final results, guys. I'm not going to prattle on for ages. Head over to the Forensics Unplugged channel if you want to hear me talk about every single product in this test and what I like about it and what I don't like, and ultimately why it hasn't won. People just want me to cut to the chase and they want to know what the best product is. Well guys, the winner, the worthy winner, Autosmart Tardis. You've heard me say it. A product has to do everything well. This product is bang on average price per litre. So it's priced fairly, okay? It's not the cheapest. I wish it was the cheapest as well, so it could be a bonk like a home run, but it's priced fairly. Let's get that right. It's the joint most powerful tar remover in the test. It's the joint most powerful glue remover in the test. I've been using it for years. Whenever I need to use glue, and I've got more than one of these products on my shelf, the other ones aren't as quick, and I always go for this product because of how effective it is. In the back of my mind, I always thought that that meant this product was slightly more risky to use. What I was talking about, risks. But it passed the polycarbonate test. So it's actually quite safe as well. If you overspray or misuse it, don't follow it as directed. I have to put that caveat in. It's very important. There's another feather in the cap of this product. They're all typically hydrocarbon based, non-water miscible. This product contains emulsifiers, so if you ever need to rinse it off the panel, you'll see a white creamy film when the water hits it. That's a sign of an emulsifier. That means you can rinse it off if you ever need to get it completely residue free quickly. And not all of them have emulsifiers. That's an important little feather in the cap of this product as well. So Autosmart Tardis is the worthy winner of this particular test. Thank you very much for watching, guys. As always, it is critically important to me to run these tests fairly, without bias, give you my reasons, and encourage you to comment back on what you think about the products that I've put in this test. And if you think the results are unfair, or if you think there's another product that should be in this test, I want to hear about it in the comments. 8 products is quite a lot to do, believe it or not. And if we can't find a good one from these 8 quality brands, then we're doomed. So I'm always a bit reluctant to search the entire market because there's tens of thousands of brands, but I still want to hear from you what your favourite is and what you like. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching because it means a lot to me. And take care, and I'll see you soon on the Forensics Detailing channel.
On to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when